はい、皆さんこんにちは。ミッチーです。今日もディスコエリシアムを続けていきたいと思います。ちょっと久しぶりに、立ち上げたので、ちょっとね、今カフェの中で、この外でガーデニングしてたお姉さんと話してて、ちょっとなんか対抗的になってたよね。で、なんかユニオンのメンバーと話すとこだったのかな。このちょっとなんかいろいろ見てみましょう。It's a bowl, there's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. なんか唾吐いてる器が置いてあるけど、タバコの匂い。The big boss has it covered. あれ、なんか読めないよ。Monica's titties are big. Behind the dock workers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. 窓の向こうに植物が見えると。見てみる ?3%。Failure, nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman, motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does light come in from this window. 何が見えたんだろうな。Photos of men in overalls toting guns and union placards. ユニオンの食卓みたいな感じになってるのかな。じゃあ話してみましょ
う。This is where you say your bit.
Interrogate the vigilantes. 尋問するタスクだね。A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.He and his men carry themselves like giants. You'll need to prove your mettle to be taken seriously.
Detective?
The lieutenant acknowledges you with you as... The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. なんか任されてるんだけど大丈夫？信用していいの？この酔っ払いおじさん。今までさ、あれ？なんか、こういうスキルの上はこのポップアップが出てくるのかな。なんか読みにくいんだけど前もあったっけ。どうしよう。 Don't say anything yet. First we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about the man hanged out back. 後ろの吊るされてる人のことを話したいんだが。
Oh, this is about him? A real looker, that one.
もう直接話しましょう。
You're sure taking your time.Waiting for him to get all ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he's a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
後ろの人たちがなんかちょっかいなんだろう、からかってる感じだよね。なんかあいつのことを調査してんのかみたいな。ずいぶん時間かけてるなって。あいつが実るのを待ってるのかみたいな。木の実みたいにね。
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for a million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
なんか協力的な感じ？ちょっとまあからかってるけど、まあそういう人たちだからね。別に悪いとは思ってないけど。Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. 足跡、外で見た足跡とつなげられるかどうか見てみようって。なんかあったよね。なんか誰かなんだろう、肩に乗せて吊るしたんじゃないかとか、ブーツのサイズとかなんか見てたよね。Scan the room. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. こいつあれこいつblonde man in his 30s, overbearingly masculine. Boot size 44だね。Wants the world to know he is a macho man, tobacco chewing and knuckle cracking. Well, who else do we have here? Sitting on his right, standard working boots, size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room, probably mid-50s, smoker, quiet. 右の人。でもさっきの人のような髪の毛。この人かな。Sitting on his right. あ、そっか。彼から見て右に座ってるこいつか。っていう。一番年配で、この中で。50代かな。Across at the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43. Gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Merizian, in his late 30s, early 40s. 30代後半か40代前半のアレン？やっぱフランスっぽい名前だよね。He spent his youth in Villa Lobos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then Titus. And then standard working boot, steel reinforced toe, size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars. A little under 40. ちょっとなんか一番なんかタフそうなやつだね。サイズ結構何 ?44、45、6、43、46。結構みんな似てるね。The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? 何？楽器を持ってんの？ plectrum? あ、plectrum ってピックのことだよね。ギターとかの。みんなだいたい30代、40代。まあ、上で50代だね。where? On his neck, forget it, it's not important. あ、どこでそのピックを見かけたかって。Let's call this one the musician. musician って呼びましょう。なんかあったっけな？ミュージシャンの話題。And the little guy? ちびすけはどこ？あ、こいつか。Size 41 with a light step. Not a child after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean watery eyes and two front teeth missing. あ、なんか子供の足跡があったような気がしてたけど、この人小さいからこの人かもしれないってことかな。In the middle, heaving and wheezing, big guy, boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor and you could easily exceed 220. 彼がね、彼だけでも130キロありそうだし、鎧着た男を担いでたら220は簡単に超えるだろう。In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. 確かにこの7人らしいけど、何か合わないって。One of them is missing the odd sole. 片足がなんか違う足跡があったんだよね。その人がいないってこと。Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy? The fuck is with you, fella? Titus is staring at you with his head. 直接聞くか。I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. He sizes you up. 何のこと言ってんのかわかんねえよ。8人なんていねえよ。7人でみんなここにいるぞって。なんかジロジロ見られてるよ。Or what? You wanna be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring. He shakes his head. お前が8人目になりたいのかって雇ってねえぞ。Actually, boss, we've been talking. We think she could maybe. She この人かな。So there is an eighth Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth the gardener? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. He roars. I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop? It has to be good if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too. So let me get this straight. There is an eighth Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her. That's right, we're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy boy's matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And, he points at the lieutenant. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you. キツラ警部も同じ考えなんだよね。じゃあ8人目がいて、彼女でその人のことを話してほしくないんだなって。そうだって。あんたらは警官じゃないんだ。無駄な捜査するなよって。頭に銃弾ぶち込まれたくなければなって。見てるぞって。Good, we're all watching each other. The lieutenant adjusts his spectacles. Officer, your question? いや、直接聞いちゃおうか。The man hanging in the backyard. Did you do it? こっちではもうやってるんだなって。大体、思ってるけど、聞いてみるか。The pretty boy. He takes a sip from his can. You guys are really talking about that pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy. Funny, the lieutenant says with a smile. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you. なんか詳細を聞くのか。Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Why are your boot prints all over the scene? You're involved somehow, I just don't have proof yet. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? コンテナの、船、その、船から、下ろしたその大きいコンテナ、トラックとかで運ぶような、列車とかで運ぶようなコンテナのベルトがなんで首絞めてたのって。Container belt like we use in the harbor? Yes, why? Because we took it, he says, from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. 直接言ってるじゃん。We did this, he looks you dead in the eye, together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could just take them all away. It's too simple. なんか行動を起こしてほしいのかな。捕まえようとしてそれでなんか大ごとにさせたいのか。向こうなんか挑発してるよ。But there's a catch. There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time. なんか there's a catch って条件があるんだろうみたいな感じだよね。なんで教えるんだみたいな。そんなのないよって。この7人の honest men 正直者はみんな平等に、白状したんですよって。時間を無駄にしないようにね。All 7 together, they are diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic. 何一人がやったってことじゃなくてみんなでやったってことで逮捕を難しくしようってしてる感じ？よくわかんないけど。Why did you kill him? なぜ？ Why? He hisses through his teeth. Because he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line in my town. So he was a mercenary, that's it? And he stepped out of line, he repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice. この mercenary 雇われmercenary なんだっけ 傭兵もなんか好きじゃない、なんだろう、クズ野郎、クズ傭兵だったと。それと He stepped out of line、 なんか何かやらかしたんだね。 What kind of mercenary? The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind too. Had Kohoi and Semenin written all over him. Ex-Orange Special Forces. こういうコーホイとかセメニンとかオランジースとか、これ本物の場所じゃないからね。読み方もわかんない。ストライキを始めてから、雇われるような傭兵だって、経験者みたいだったって。A live grenade, the man spreads his arms, right here in our bar. I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara. Hold on, how do you even know he was in special forces? Because one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Orange's goddamn special forces and I'm gonna fuck you all. 何彼がどうやってスペシャルフォースだって特殊部隊だって分かったのかって。いや、彼がカラオケかなんかかな、マイクにもう自らそう宣言したからって、お前らもう俺がやってやるぞみたいな。 Really? Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Orange's paratrooper song and said he's gonna fuck everyone. We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did right there. He points at the stage like some kind of animal. 動物みたいだったって。結構向こうも挑発してたんだね。Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code. なんだろう、傭兵としてのバイオレーションなんだろうじゃなくて、カラオケのルール違反だみたいなことを、そっちかよ。Okay, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong? Wrong, he roars. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. He wipes spittle from his mouth. へえ。女性にちょっかい出したり、レイプしたり、労働者にちょっかい出したり、誰かを殺すぞって脅したり。From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? To kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over, he cracks his knuckles. And that was before he started coming here. もうゲートを開けないと俺たちみんな殺すぞとか。If we don't bend over and take it in the ass とか、何bend over、日本語でなんて言うんだろう。なんだろう、なんだろう、手を地面に立ったままつけるとき、しゃがまないけど、なんだろう、お尻をまだ立てたまま、突き出したまま、bend over 頭をね下げて、そんな感じだよね。それはね、レイプするからみたいな感じだよね。もう好き勝手させるみたいな、命令に従うみたいな、そういう使い方だよね。bend over って日本語でないの？まあ、その謝罪するときの感じだけど、謝罪じゃないよね。その その動作っていうか、ちょっと違うな。まあいいや。Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night, drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid karaoke right there on the stage. そう。それ全部やってたのは、ここに来始める前からだよって。そしたらね、ここでもう酔っ払い始めて、女の子、掴んだりね。He grabbed someone? The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information. Yeah, this girl's on the mic, a beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down. He shakes his head in disbelief. 結構ひどいな、この人。Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said? Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen. 彼らがもっとひどくなる前にその女の子を助けたんだね。まあ彼女が歌ってる間に急にねステージまで行って足を掴んであれを見せろみたいなね。Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening? He repeats like a parrot. 聞いてないのかって。俺らが助けたんだよって。There's something odd here. なんかおかしい。Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it. なぜかさっき話したレイプのことは避けてるようだ。Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation. No, there's a moment of silence. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns. There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you. 教えないみたいだね。When did this hanging incident occur? You don't have to answer any of his questions. The fixer turns to remind Titus. これいつ起きたんだって聞いたら答えなくていいよって Elizabeth が言ってる。I know, Lizzie. Relax. He takes a sip. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week. 先週の日曜の夜。How long had you known the victim? Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole. どれくらい彼と知り合いだったのかって。知り合いなんかなるわけねえだろって。Yeah, well, who do you think we are? Quiet. Titus gives Glenn a stern look. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy? 3週間前ぐらいに始めてきたって。By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for Wild Pines? The lieutenant pretends to check his notes. The same company you're striking against. No, he stutters. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough. ジョイスのことがあって、Wild Pines の代理人が来た頃に一緒に来たってね。ジョイスのこといや、違うやつ。多分、その前にいた人だよね。なんか、一人、引き返されたとか言ってたっけな。彼女に聞いてみたらって。強く押したら、面白い話を聞けるかもしんないよって。That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. She turns to you. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. あと、もうあんま聞く時間がなさそうだね。How did you kill him? どうやって殺したの？ We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper? まあ、首から吊るしたんだよね。それは明らかじゃないのかって。 Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot? This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know. We need more. Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams. Titus, you don't have to clarify anything. 叫び声とかの報告ないんだが、口止めなんだろう、口塞いだのかって。何も言わなくていいよって。We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady. Then we left him for seagulls, maggots. The small man points at you, and you fucks. まあ、無意識になったやつを木まで運んで吊るしたってことだね。Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. Things aren't quite right here, are they? ちょっと動揺させてから全部つなげようってことだよね。まあ、これ通るか聞いてみてみようか。Failure. Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you lobbed their way. All of them. Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure. 結構みんな落ち着いてる感じだけど、一人だけなんかちょっとそわそわしてるみたいだね。Well, this one, but he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up. でもこいつ、でもいつもそわそわしてそうだからって。Wasn't he a trained killer from Orange's special forces? If yes, how did you manage to overpower him? With numbers, asshole, how do you think? He looks at the woman. You're right, Lizzie, I've done enough explaining here. No, he hasn't, not yet. お、すごい。このスキルで、ちょっともう一個質問、言わせてくれるよ。Where did this overpowering happen? どこで起きたのかって。Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. He looks around. It happened right here. ここで起きたって。This one has a distinct style. He puts so much whiny emotion into everything he says. It's hard to see if he's lying, but he could be. 嘘ついてるかちょっとわかんないってことだね。I have other questions about the lynching. Like what, Copper? Who called the shots that night? その夜誰が、仕切ってたんだって。Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys. A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? あんた耳が節穴かって。一人だけはNo singling anyone out. 一人だけ逮捕させないよみたいな。全員逮捕しないと。そんなことできると思うってちょっとニヤッとして。この二人だけでね。A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation. Address Elizabeth. I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than others. 全員逮捕しなくていい。一人はもう他より関わってるからなって。それは誰なんだろう。That's for the courts and Le Jardin to decide, not for the officer making an arrest, which we all know you won't be. She sounds almost helpful. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report. それは裁判で決めることだよ。逮捕する警官ではないと。あんたはしないって分かってるよって。あんたが今できることはステーションに戻ってレポートすることだって。報告書書くことだって。No, no, the lieutenant says calmly. We'll stay here and discuss what happened last night. ちょっともう一回聞いてみる？No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? Titus に聞く。Who do you fucking think does? He sounds more amused than angry. まあタイレスだけど、Elizabeth がいろいろ言ってるよね。I thought she did. It wasn't a question, Dickwad. How fucking stupid are you? This asshole is worse than. He falls silent. Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas? Titus grins. I think you got your answer, Mr. Law. Yes, there are some administrative differences. She gives Titus a stern look. But on that night, they all acted as one man. Elizabeth を逮捕したらいいんじゃない？まあいいんじゃないこれで。So what are we going to do now? Nothing, her reply comes sharp. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong. I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. The lieutenant closes his notebook. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this. まあこれで帰ってほしいって言われてるけど、なんかおかしいよねって。まだしばらく残って調査するよって。たとえね、全体で責任取ったとしても、そうやすやすと殺人に告白する人なんていないよって。Good luck with that. He grabs another beer. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is going to hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating. .今のミスったからなんかだだこねる感じだけど。いや、まあいいや。やんないといけないのKim, I need your gun. Why? This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. Everybody calm down. This is only a demonstration. Turn to Kim. Kim, the gun, please. 銃を貸してくれって What in the name of fuck are you doing? But the lieutenant looks worried. He whispers, I don't want you to give you my gun. 銃を渡したくない The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about? Easy, Shanks. The leader gestures for him to stand down. I want to see where this is going. どうしよう。なんか危ないこと始めちゃったかもしんない。セーブできる？セーブできない。やってみよう。I know what I'm doing. It's not my first day on the police job. Police job? He tilts his head to the side as if inspecting you. A brief moment passes in silence. Then, be careful, it's loaded. He unholsters and gives you his firearm. It feels oddly light and buzzing in your hand like a funny toy. 銃を手に入れたよ。あ、レベルアップできる。今する？クエストとかどっちだっけ？あ、こっちか？忘れるためにもね、これ一つアンロックしてみる？あ、でも今別にまだ足すもんないよね。これなんだっけ？まだ4時間必要。これ時間かけてステータスにボーナスあげれるんだよね。じゃあなんかレベルアップしようか。 ドラマに結構入れてるけどね。これ嘘をつきやすいし、嘘を見抜ける。interfacing, composure, savoir-faire, reaction speed, perception, hand-eye, authority 0だって。この2つだけちょっと集中してるんで、visual calculation, conceptualization, rhetoric, encyclopedia, logic, hand-eye coordination. リアクションスピードもっと上げよう。あれ？上げれない。あ、一つしかなかった。使い切っちゃった。仕方ない。Good, now put it in your mouth. ちょっと待って。authority のポイント0だから、わざとバッドアドバイスくれてんのかな。ちょっと怖いよ。Put the barrel in your mouth. やばい。What are you doing? The short, cold barrel touches your lips. It tastes like iron in hell. Fellas, the big guy glances over his shoulders. You getting any of this? ちょっと何何しようとしてんのYou'll never forget what happens in 5 seconds if you don't respect me. 俺をリスペクトしないと5秒後に起きることをもう一生忘れないぞって。ただ笑って終わるだけでしょ。I'm going to kill myself now, you fucking whore. は？ちょっと面白そうだからごめん。引き金引いてみる。どういうことこれ。Deranged cop kills himself. Citizens in shock as deranged law official, reportedly from the 41st precinct, shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown Martinez. The exact details of the incident have not been revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim that the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised, Lawrence Garte, manager of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, where the incident took place, commented. He was extremely unstable and had threatened to kill himself before. 何だったんだ。もう一回やり直しか。まあ、パパッといきますよ。それは、バカなことしたね。
This is where you say your bit.
Detective,
Oh, this is
you're sure take.
Oh, he's
easy, boy.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Mm. 間違えた。さっき聞いたもの全部聞いてみましょう。 レイプの話話さないよって。どうやって殺したか。お、今度はサクセスだよ。Titus is solid as a rock and so are a few others. But who's cracking under the pressure? This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. なんかこいつちょっとプレッシャーに弱そう。Hey you, you having trouble breathing over there? No, he looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. あまり喋ってないしね。ちょっと汗かいてるよ。A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat. Of course he is having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is. The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing. Fuck off, Shanky, the big boss steps in. Angus is a powerful guy, all muscle. Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later he's going to break like a piece of twig. There's something you're not telling me. And fuck you too, Copper, picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet. You murdered him just like that, no remorse? How many people have you sent to the chase? どうやってShays? Shays って読むのかなわかんない。Ever felt remorse for them? Shays electrique is the method of capital punishment and revital under the coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad. そんなにそう簡単に殺したのかって罪悪感はないのかって。あんたらも何人処刑したんだって。返されてね。Or sent them to reunion to rot for 20 years, for life. He says it as if it were worse than dying. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. Doesn't remember them, the rat-faced man shouts. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus? Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head, that's for sure. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. Okay. これやめときましょう。さっき見たやつ。窓見てみましょう。Failure. OK、じゃあ行くか。他ね、ちょっとまた警察署に連絡できそうだよね。死体の調査を終わらせたいよね。終わらせるっていうか進めたいよね。ちょっと外行ってみましょう。車に行って、今朝だよね。 up the radio. Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number? Yes, the armor was produced by このブーツに鎧のブーツにシリアルナンバーがあったんだよね。それ調べてもらってる。She looks at her notes. Fair weather in the facility's Betancourt-sur-la-Clef in 42. It was part of a special order for Corday Pharmacy, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Orangese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. She browses pages. So it seems the armor was sent to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corday Pharmacy has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued. Do you know what it's called now? The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor. これが作られてた企業はもう何度も名前変わってるって。Crenell か Downwell っていう名前の、会社かもしれないねって。A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom the suit was fitted. A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued. そうだね。もうこれカスタムだから、誰のために作られてたか記録ないのかって。Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though. Yes, please do try. It's imperative that we learn whose armor this was. Sure, call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then. また明日連絡してくれって。ちょっと聞いてみる。調べてみるって。何車のウィールじゃないんだね。steering levers なんだね。レバーに触れて。なんか記憶が、体がなんか覚えてるみたいな感じだよね。Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. How are you, my friend? The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder all seem to be whispering, I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. 車と会話してるよ。まあいいや。Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Capri Kinema. The Capri Motor Corps follow up to their highly successful workhorse, Capri 40, and the answer to the LUM's racing bred Fev series? 結構オタクっぽい内容に入り始めたよ。車のことね。With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kinema is able to reach 100 kph in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers in an hour. もういいよ。キリがない。Call Alice back in a day. for info on the armor's owner. バッジと銃もね、見つけないといけないしね。ジョイスにまた聞いてみるか。この人はなんかある？あ、本屋にお客さんいるけど。You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Points at the book. 結構面白いのか？
Yes, hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on something. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
ただの労働者みたいな。working class なんて言うんだろうな。If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working? Shouldn't a working class woman be working? じゃあなんで働いてないんだ
Not
っ
all
て。
the time. Right now, I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
いつも働いてるわけじゃないよって。Good, good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
私は警官です。それは知ってるって。Do you need the help of a
What
policeman?
with?
なんで What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing. Maybe your husband is missing? My husband? No, he's not. So where could he be? I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working? なんか手伝い必要なことあるって。例えば旦那が行方不明とか？旦那？いや行方不明じゃないけどってもういいよいいよ。なんか重要人物なのかわかんないけど、とりあえずジョイスに話を聞きに行きましょう。ジョイスって言うと Life is Strange 思い出すね。走れ走れ。スキルをどうしよう。リアクションスピード、パーセプションに一つあげようか。OK。
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorrymen at the roundabout. On the contrary, officer, she smiles. They are yet Caminers you have not talked to, and don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be strange if Wild Pines didn't have eyes on the harbor. They must have someone in an overlooked position near the gates. みんなと話したよって。いや、まだ話してない人いるはずだよって。びっくりしなくていいでしょって。こういう状況だから、監視がいない方がおかしいでしょって見られてるね。どういうことですか？この人話した？
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
あ、アーティストの人か。Is that bed in the coal room yours? Ooh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal. どういう意味？コールの部屋？石炭？だっけ？コール。石炭がある部屋にあったベッドはあんたのかって。コールマイナーなの？Really, you're a miner? Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. あんた、マイナーなのかって。甲府そう、その、鉱山とかの中で働く人ね。Don't you have a real home? 実家はないのかって。Does anyone in a city like this? She replies wistfully, looking around. いや、本当の家はないのかって。こんな街で、みんなも同じじゃないかみたいな。It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do. It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. She looks at the paint dripping down the wall. Like me right now, I'm doing nothing at all. The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now. 聞くものもないよね。本屋の裏も行ってないし、本屋の裏もう一回行ってみよう。それでもう一つのビルの2階に住んでる人の隠れ家の中にどうやって入るかもわかんないし。娘さん？
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
札で封印されてる部屋に行きましょう。呪われてるって言ってね。あ、でも隠れてる人ここだもんね。3%。全然筋肉ないんだろうね。あれ、いけた？いや、いけてないでしょ、多分これは。うわー、やってしまった。Heal yourself, heal yourself. Seems like I'm a little out of shape. いやー、スキルが低い時は放っておきましょう。フラッシュライトあったっけ？何？なんか話したい？
It's dark.
フラッシュライトを手に持つ。OK。ここになんかホローキューブみたいななんかいろいろあったよね。なんか面白いなんかロールプレイングゲームみたいな遊んでた感があったけど、新しい内容ないね。で、ここの冷蔵庫と、この上にいそうだよね。蹴ってみる。ダメだった。 Your throat can produce little more than a dry croak, awkward since you already had a drink. Hello って言おうとしたけど、なんかうまく出てこなかったみたいだね。決定。The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there. あは、痛い。やばい。もう2つも消耗してしまった。あれ、銃持ってたっけ？なんか壊れてる。ライフル。ペン、ポストカード、マグカップ、本。この本は？ダメ。これ、頭が痛くなるやつだ。やばい。Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. 武器倉庫だね。レボリューションの頃の。あれこれ開けたっけ前。crowbar。3% やめとこう。Plug in the black cable. Unplug the giant red cable. Plug in the giant red cable. 黒いケーブルなんだった？ここに金が落ちてる。なんか効果あった？2階ってどうやって行くんだっけ？これちょっともう一回足跡見てみる？8 pairs。もう全部見たよね。Tell me, who are you, dead man? お、いけた。I'm gone. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke, look at me. なんか、死体と会話してるよ。You are now, but who were you when you were alive? A killer, a motherfucker and a killer. 俺もキラーだった。I have another question for you. Go ahead, Kobo. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where is that? In the past. Way out in the west. ちょっと会話がよくわかんないけど。What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips. Imagination. あんたの想像力で会話してるんだよって。I hate you, you stinking, you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? 俺あんたが嫌いだ。臭いしつまんないって。誰かを思い出すのかって。自分のこと？ A child born with Mahler's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously. A baby affected with harlequinism. You sure wiggled out of that one, Coppolini. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Yeah, give me questions. Here you go, you loony. なんか自分の想像力にからかわれてるんだけど、いや自分はハリーだよね。I have something I need to know, Corpse Man. いや、なんか聞き出せるもんないよね。下ろすか。The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. どうやって下ろすかって次の課題だね。We could saw the branch. 枝を切るか? Climb up there and saw the branch? Yeah, it seems dangerous. There has to be a less risky way with less falling down off trees. 打って下ろすかって。いや、違うでしょ。Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor? 誰も助けてくれないでしょう。I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appears to be suspects in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. Let's reconsider. まあ、撃って切れる? Yeah, the enthusiasm is unrestrained. Bang, bang time, pigs. Shoot his head off. The lieutenant remains unaffected. How? どうやって銃で下ろすのって。Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim. ここね。The buckle holds the belt together. Where? He corrects his glasses. Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt. Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit. They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno. Kuno と Kuno S って書いてあるけど、この女性の名前、女の子の名前知らないから、Kuno の一種にされてるよ。メス。Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst that could happen? I'll blow his head off. 間違えたら、ね、頭をぶち抜いてしまうかもしれない。Take it. Take the shot. Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit. すごい煽られてんだけど。Silence. With his elbows sharp. あ、違う。Silence. With his elbows sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scoring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Paper cartridge? 紙の弾丸? どういう意味? Securing it in place. That's a keel? A990 Armistice mass-produced muzzleloader. Aesthetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. 結構一般的なピストルみたいだね。He then steps back and assumes the phallostasy position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches, his finger on the trigger. Easy does it, partner. He's gonna fucking miss. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself, God damn it. ミスったみたいだね。A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The phallostasy was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. Mukupa, asshole. Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? 自分で打てばいいんだよね。自分それうまそうじゃない？ It's okay, man. あれ？自分でできない？Can I have the gun? I should try. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it. The piece shines in his outstretched hand. They only have one gun! 銃一つしか持ってないぞって。This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno has ever seen. Take the gun. Yeah, take it, you fucking banana poika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth. I already did. もう一回やったよ。Feel the weight first. 銃の重みを確認する。The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your finger fits right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, a P9 Armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down. なんか手触りがいいみたいな、もう過去にも何度も使ってた武器だね。The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth. Point the gun at the belt. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm. Why don't you just shoot yourself in the mouth? She hisses. At least you won't miss. これでも 58%? 左目閉める。いや、銃撃つとき両目開いた方がいいんだよね。確か。彼女に銃向ける？撃つよ。お、いけた。やった。なんか初めてなんか達成した感じで。The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you. 一瞬、彼はひざまずいてるように見える。Looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself. Who killed you? 誰が殺したんだ？ Communism. 共産主義。It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench. あ、スキルまたレベルアップ。リアクションスピード。他にはPerception 持ってあげようか。いや、今の便利だったよね。ね、力ないからさ、実際に、これは、今のスキルは実際に話すときは便利だけど、実際に何かをしないといけないときは便利だよね。Hand eye coordination。Who's laughing now, you little shit? Fuck you, Despite her words, her tone seems celebratory. You've been policed. Ace is high. The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it. あれなんか乗り気じゃん? The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution. It used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture has spread across the world despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an aces low to it if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another. あれ The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there's a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill, it's gonna connect. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace's low hanging. High の次に low もやってみようかみたいな。あ、何これ faggot って言ってんの？ Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself. I knew these suck each other off. ゲイだなってからかってんだね。What now? We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before, excuse me. He needs to turn away from the corpse. Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it. ああ、余計なんか匂い始めたみたいだね。It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. Wait, field autopsy? 死体の検査しないといけないんだね。Yes, he covers his nose. The 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been through enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene. 殺人現場の4つのフェーズ。1は、現場調査。それは結構満足。いろいろ見つけたし。2番は、その被害者の外見調査みたいな感じかな。そして3、autopsy。What is autopsy? 冒険検視かなをしないといけないって。The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up next. 4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. The lieutenant stops. God, he stinks. 4番目で最後は、死体をモーグに運ぶ。遺体安置所、霊安室、どっちが正しい？Got it. Alright. 字を返そう。In the meantime, we should try to interview Everett Clare, the leader of the union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. He points to the belt. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative, but we've already done that. So good for us. 1 down, 1 to go. レーバーのユニオンのリーダーにも一回話した方がいいって。でも入れなかったよね。ベルトはユニオンのそのハーバー、港のもんだからね。Is this the famous list of initial interviews? Yes, he nods slowly. And those were the interviewees. Let's go. じゃあ調査する前にあれ？今もう始めていいの？Interview the union boss 今だったらいけんのかな？これは何？これはスキルで何かできるってこと？マップがまだないね。あ、 エーススロー一つなんか新しい。これあと3時間30分。スキルポイントがない。OK。これもう一回開けてみよう。お、やっといけた。Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's where they're too orderly. Pull the panels aside. There it is. You see a shabby little door. おー、ドア見つけた。そんな、もう丸見えだったけどね。What is this then? A tool shed? He peeks inside. Let's investigate. The sound of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. よし、じゃあ今回はここで終わって、この中の調査と、リーダーのインタビューと、この死体の検査をしないといけないね。はい。今回はなんかちょっと進んだ感じがしたね。はい、では皆さん、いつもご視聴ありがとうございました。Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.